do need to say goodbye to FlyQuest, and we'll do that in the form of the Verizon post-game interview that Laura has with Bwipo.
Bwipo, thank you for joining me backstage. I know it's absolutely not the way you wanted to end the tournament, and I really appreciate you taking the time for this interview. First reactions, we were just talking before the mic started working, actually. These last drafts, how do you reflect on the choices you made here? It could have worked, depending on a lot of small factors. What are your first impressions on how things went?
It's just a farm for late draft, you know. You always just hug your towers and hope something works out, but I feel like I let my team down because, you know, my bot lane and my mid laner are still rookies, and I as a player, have always been that kind of guy where I pick something that scales well. I sometimes, you know, have something prepped that's like really strong early game that leads the game, and when I have it prepped, I played really well. You know, you look at Renekton and Seth, like I try to do that when I have those champions, but in game 5, I mean, there's so much pressure on everyone, and I think I just regret that I didn't take something that would pressure. Like maybe I should just ban the Rumble and then take something that would relieve my teammates rather than having them have to relieve me so that I can scale. So I feel really bad because I put so much pressure on my bot lane as well as mid. You know, like he counterpicked, but like, you know, like he needs to have prio in the lane. He needs to play the game, and same thing for bot lane. Like they need to, and that's just a lot of pressure in a game 5.
Absolutely.
And I just feel bad that I put that on them instead of taking it upon myself, because I felt like, especially in the series, I had some very good moments. You know, in the set game when I had control, I felt like I really was giving that space to my teammates, and I think that's fundamentally how my teammates. That's the privilege they get when they're still a bit young, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm the veteran. I should take that responsibility, so I just feel bad about it.
I do think, though, something that all the fans appreciated and everyone appreciated is the fact that you stay true to yourself. Not only you, but as a team, honestly. Playing champions that suit you, that suit your style, not falling onto the whole, let's play the meta and fight them on meta ground. So what gave you the confidence, actually, throughout the entire series, the entire run at MSI, to keep on doing what you do best, and what made you guys good?
I mean, I don't know. Like, what else are you gonna do? Like, that's the question I want to ask the people. You know, is like if what you're good at is not good enough, you're not gonna pretend your way into being better than your opponents through a different style. So for me, I mean, like every year after year, I always get asked that, right? It's like, oh, at least you played what you're good at. And it's like, yeah, no shit. What the fuck else would I play?
Yeah.
Like, what else is there? You know, like this is me. I have my flaws. 100%, and I'm more frustrated about them right now than anyone else on this planet. But if you're gonna ask yourself if you watch best of 5 between Bwipo and Bin, like I feel like I was able to play my characters and really show up. You know, like he was playing the tanks, I was playing the carries, and then I looked pretty good, I think. And it's not enough, but I'm still pretty proud about it. You know, like that is the only thing I tell myself is like I never got to play against Bin. You know, it's been him and Zeus for the last, what, 3 years now. I finally got a chance to play against him on stage, and, you know, no ego because I lost. But I can't say I played poorly. Game 5, I obviously did, so blows, but I feel like in the other 4 games, I was a participant. I made sure that my teammates had a chance to win, and I feel like I was a good contributor to the game, and I am proud of that at the end of the day. So it's not enough. And like I said, I just regret that I didn't take the pressure off my teammates, you know? I really regret that. I really do. Because I think if I was more willing to, you know, lead the draft into my direction, even before this, because it's fearless, right? Like, I think early on in the draft, like they removed the Ryze. Like the Ryze was out, the Ornn was out, the Galio was super high priority. I think if I had let Rumble go through when the Ornn and Ryze was still in draft and play those matchups, which are things I had prepped, I definitely could have relieved my teammates a lot more, I think, and made it easier for them. But I didn't think about it. I just, yeah.
Staying true to yourself and to your champion pool and what makes you good is actually what a lot of people respect so much about you, Bwipo. I was on stage with Ben. You gave him such a hard time. He admitted it himself, and for someone who never faced off against this player, I know it must be really, really hard right now, but like I hope that is the confidence that you're going to keep. And you were telling me about the fact that you're a veteran, helping all these young players. How can you help them after a series like this to recover? Because you've been on this stage for so many years, bouncing back. And when I see the potential of this roster, that's what I want to do. So hopefully you're going to be able to help them in that.
I mean, it's also for the other people watching. You know, if you're back home, you're a pro player, you watched our series. I'm sure you did. You got to be yourself. Like you know, you got to put in the hours, and you got to put in the hours at what you do best. And you don't have to do it every game. It's a best of 5 after all, right? But you're going to have 1 or 2 games where it's just like, oh, nameplate's off, that's that guy. Like, I believe in that. You know, like I think of everyone that ever had success internationally as a Western player. It's always the same thing. You could turn the nameplates off. You know who that is. And that is what makes League of Legends fun, in my opinion. I really believe that you just got to pick something, get good at it, and just roll with it. And, you know, thanks to everyone watching at home. You know, thanks to everyone that supported us. Obviously, it really sucks to lose, but I'm gonna keep knocking on the door. You know,
yeah,
I'm gonna be back for Worlds. Whether I'm first, second, or third seed, I don't know, but I'm showing up, and I'm gonna give them a run for their money every single time I play. Not week 1 though. Week 1, week 1 I run it down usually, but week 2, starting week 2, I ramp up, and yeah, still pretty good series. You know, everyone in, you know, I read some Reddit sometimes. You know, actually very often. Everyone's complaining about no Western top lane can hang with the best. There you go. You can believe in me.
Until next time, Bwipo, thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for an amazing run.
Yeah, thank you.
Shox, over to you.
And we'll see what he brought out in the Verizon Game Day interview as he was talking to Lore.
Inspired, thank you so much for joining me ahead of today's series. How does it feel being the last and best hope of the West yet again, especially being a North American team playing in Canada this time?
I mean, it feels like we have a lot of responsibility on us. Our opponents are not easy at all today, so it's going to be a tough series, but I know that everyone is going to cheer for us, so we will try to do our best and hopefully we win.
It's interesting because thinking about what happened at Worlds, for instance, the fact that you pushed Genji to 5 games and they were one of the favorites to win the tournament back then, I feel like the expectations on your shoulder is different this time around, that I feel like people give you more chance against BLG. How does that play into the expectations that you have coming into this series?
I mean, I don't really care what people think and how they rate us. I still think we are the underdogs, no matter if we play Genji, right now we play BLG. I think they're a really strong team. They made it to World Finals last year, and every time we played scrims against them, they are very skilled and very aggressive players. And I think on stage everyone plays a bit more passive and gives a bit more respect. So I assume the games is not going to be as volatile as this in scrims, but they're a very good team, so we can't afford to make mistakes if we want to beat them.
Absolutely, yeah. And you said made Worlds Finals, but it's not the same team that made Worlds Finals with a different jungler.
Yeah.
And I do feel like they're going to try and make your life difficult in the jungle. How do you plan on still being able to play this game and your game and be as impactful as you've been so far?
I don't know. I mean, I think it starts from the draft. We will try to get what we think will be the enemy comp, and in game we'll just try to predict what they want to do in advance, and maybe we're gonna be there ready to fight them, and we'll see what happens.
It's interesting because getting into MSI, people were rating BLG quite low when it comes to the expectations that you have for an LPL team. What did you think of their development so far at MSI and what they've been able to showcase?
I mean, they just play like typical Chinese team. Very strong laning phase, very good in team fights. I think it doesn't matter which team from China goes to international event, they're always a strong team. So if they manage to almost win the LPL, they are definitely a really good team, and I think so far they're playing very aggressive and pretty well on stage. So,
one player that you feel like you would have to be careful about from that lineup, even if the whole team is scary, of course.
Yeah, I think it's between Bean or Knight, but I think Bean maybe. Bean is always a scary player to face.
All right, careful about Gigabin. Inspired, thank you so much. Best of luck today against BLG. And Shox, over to you.